happy, dude. I think I'm dying here, man.
Welcome to the 3B Video Deep Cut Podcast.
Watch a few movies, take a few notes. It was fun.
Aw, yeah. It's that time again for another bi-weekly podcast with your hosts, Rotten Roger DeMarco and...
Carolyn.
Uno mas.
That's still probably only a third of the times that you're going to hear that name said in this feature film.
Yeah, it's like the F-bomb in Scarface, man.
I totally was like, I didn't look up the number. I'm sure it's got to be, someone had to take the actual tally. But this has to blow Michael being said in The Lost Boys out the water.
Oh, 100%, dude. For sure.
It never annoyed me in Lost Boys to just hear Michael over and over, but I was like, I'm ready to smother everybody constantly saying Carol Ann in this movie.
There's like one scene where the cousin, she's just laying in bed yelling Carol Ann.
The exact scene where I'm like, just put a pillow over her face and call it a day.
And be done. Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, this is... the third entry in the Poltergeist franchise, and you know, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. You and I feel like we both kind of have an affinity for this movie, but I will say this, upon rewatching, that did become very apparent to me, the amount of Carol Ann's spoken. I'm not sure why I never picked up on it, you know, probably because I watch it maybe like once every 2 years, and I'm like, I like that movie, and then when I rewatched it this week, I was like, why?
Well, we're younger, so the older we get, the more annoyed we get at stupid shit, like on repeat. Like, quickly, things will just be like, that's annoying. You could definitely stop that now.
Yeah, any second now. Yeah. My son just got a cell phone. Like, he is officially old enough to have a cell phone. And he doesn't have any social media apps, but what did he download immediately? A soundboard. So he'll fucking walk through the house with his own soundboard and be like, did you say something? And then bust out fucking John Cena. And after like the third or fourth time, you're like, guess what, dude? I'm gonna break your phone.
I thought when you were telling that story, I thought he had made his own soundboard of his own saying. So he was just, instead of actually talking, he was just pressing his own soundboard thing. It's like, still that's annoying, sure, but I was like, that's different.
Yeah, no, he just downloaded soundboards with like popular meme sounds and shit.
So he was at the height of internet fame in 2005.
Oh yeah, that's. He's a late bloomer.
You should also show him the beer app, so it looks like you have a beer floating on your screen, and it actually goes away when it looks like you're drinking it.
Gluggy, gluggy, glug. Yeah,
that shit was mind-blowing when I had my Razr phone. Like, mine takes pictures.
And I can pretend to drink a beer. Yeah, no, fucking ridiculous. But speaking of technology, this movie kind of takes like a weird jaunt over into...
this movie takes a lot of them.
It really does. It's different. So, yeah, do you want to give the good folks out there in internet land a brief plot synopsis of Poltergeist 3, the final chapter?
I think it's just Poltergeist 3, isn't it? I didn't think there were any taglines to it.
Only in like a couple foreign releases, I think, have a subtitle, called The Final Chapter, because the second one's The Other Side, right? And then this one was
the back to the front side.
Yeah. Front to back, you wipe front to back or something. I don't know.
Definitely not back to front. No, that's how you.
Yeah, don't be doing that. Yep.
Did you like Poltergeist 1 and 2 and thought, man, this would be great if we just didn't have any of this family here? If we just had Carol Ann, and like, could we move it out of Hollywood, out of California, and move it to the blistery cold suburbs? And you just wanted to include cold as a huge
Yes.
character instead of this family. Just have Carol Ann, Cold, and a shit ton of mirrors. Ooh, and Tom Skerritt. Tom Skerritt would be a good one. I haven't seen him in anything in a while. That'd be good. Oh, and that one bitch from Carrie. Bring her in here. Oh, and Wayne's ex-girlfriend from Wayne's World. Yeah, that buys the gun rack. Could you bring her in, too? Oh, we got to have Tangina. You got to have Tangina because, it's Poltergeist 3, so we got to have something from those other two movies. Boom. Mm-hmm. There you have Poltergeist 3.
Winning formula, except not really in the eyes of everyone else. But I'm going to die on my hill.
I'll watch it more than the other two still, for sure, but man, did I have a ball rewatching it with a critical eye this past 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. But this is a fun movie, though, However, rewatching it, I did start to kind of pick apart, like, some scenes when you can really tell that the actress who played Carol Ann was sick. And that started to bother me. Like, she looks that's another wicked
thing.
Healthy, certain scenes, and then all of a sudden it's a close-up and she's got, like, the poofy cheeks and the bags under her eyes.
Super chipmunk cheeks, and I was like...
She's dying. That's so hard to watch. She's fucking dying.
And because of that and how they completely redid the ending, and even the director is like, this is not good. Side bit to that, did you watch any of the deleted scene ending?
I did look at some of that stuff, where Kane melts and breaks apart, and there's like a showdown with him and Tangina.
But Tangina is like materializing out of snow.
Yeah, and then the theatrical ending is probably up there as far as like one of the most disappointing endings like in film history, because I love this movie. So with all the mirror stuff and the puddle stuff and like the cars in the garage and all that stuff, I get super, super hyped. And then the ending is just like, you want me to take you to the other side? I'll take you to the other side. Let's just go. And it's like,
that was not the plot line of the movies at all. He didn't want to go to the other side. He just wanted the life force.
Mm-hmm. So it like,
and he was pissed Carol Ann was taking the life force of his followers away from him. It was never about he wanted to go to the other side. He was
already there, kind of. Yeah.
I mean, I was like, he didn't want to go there. And now it feels like we're giving him like a happy ending, like, because that's what he has apparently always wanted, but not until this movie. So like that's as jarring as the Cold aspect, because I don't know why or when they decided that they should just really introduce like Cold as the non-visual entity that accompanies Kane.
See, and I kind of like that because I feel like
I like it, but it's weird.
Cold is
it's good, but it's weird to all of a sudden the third movie in be like, now.
Yeah, new rules, because it like abandons everything from the first two movies, but Cold, I feel, is kind of synonymous with death. So it works fairly well, but the issue is like when you're dead, you're room temperature. Like, you're not frozen. So it walks this weird line where, like, I'm acceptant, like, I'm cool with it, and then after a while it's like, well, that's a little, like, the whole snow stuff and whatever. Like, it gets a little wonky.
A little bit, but it fits in with the new background, new location we have is Chicago. So we got rid of the entire family except Carol Ann. So the backstory we get is to keep Carol Ann safe from Kane ever coming back. They kind of, hypnosis-wise, suppress her memories of everything.
Right.
And then, like, go live with my sister in Chicago, so you're far away from this place. Any memories potentially tripping you up and bringing you back here, or it's gonna send you off to your aunts, and uncles, and you're gonna live with them for ever. She's going to school there.
Yeah, that's not very family beats the evil. You know what I mean? Like 1 and 2, that's kind of the whole deal. Is like our
but they're still
family together defeats the evil, and then they're like,
They're
Well,
still
how
pressing
about-
that shit. They're still pressing the your love can overcome this. Nancy Allen, your love for Tom Skerritt will overcome all this. And it's like, she technically doesn't have, she's not blood related to either of these kids, to Lara Flynn Boyle or Heather O'Rourke, because it's like,
Right.
here's your step niece and here's your stepdaughter, which, not saying you can't still consider that as close as blood, but it's like, that's an uphill
But it
battle.
isn't blood. Yeah.
That's an uphill battle for this woman, and it's not like this marriage feels too old yet. Like, they don't feel very like they know each other's thoughts, moves, like
Like the first family, the first husband and wife. Like they seem like a real husband and wife that have been married long enough to have a teenage daughter.
Easily,
like they grew up together.
Easily a decade under their belt. This, Tom Skerritt and Nancy Allen feel like they're in at most year 3, maybe 5. But I feel like even that's stretching it.
Where like he could just fuck his secretary and leave his old lady. I've got 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out the door. Like I'm not.
That's probably how this relationship started. She probably started as a secretary for him because she doesn't feel like she has anything to do, minus like he maybe gives her the gig of like run this art gallery thing in the building. Which, what the fuck is up with this building? Is it Clamp Tower from Gremlins 2? Like I feel like
You beat me to it.
They live, work, maintenance, like everything you need for life exists under this mysterious Chicago skyscraper.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, is it it's so it's got an art gallery in it. It's got like shopping. It's got so many things.
It's got a full-size pool like on the 40th floor.
Which is odd.
Yeah, because I feel like, so you got 20-something at least floors underneath that. So if anything happens with this pool, you immediately have, pool mounts, gallons of water falling through on people underneath you. I feel like it should be like a safe. Like it's weird in Die Hard that the safe is on like the top floor of Nakatomi Tower.
Right.
And like, should that shit be in the basement? So wait.
I was gonna say, here we go being adults, because I'm like each floor is like 10, 15 feet, right? Like that's the kind of the deal. That's how you can have so many stories. Well, if a pool is 10 feet deep, like, so is there no, like, you get to the 40th floor and there's like no 42nd, 43rd, 44th?
That's how you
because
take
you
out
have to have like a tall ceiling.
That's how you take out that 13th floor shtick.
Well, yeah, there you go. That's, they just, overcompensated or undercompensated, whatever. But like, that's odd, right? Like, if you have a 10-foot deep pool.
Odd.
Yeah, you have a 10-foot deep pool.
Olympic size. Like, this fucker is big.
Yeah, it is a giant fucking pool. But I will say this. As a kid, when I watched this movie, that was my favorite aspect of this entire movie. Was there's something inherently, like, slasher film about it. Like, oh, we're not supposed to go do anything. Now me and my buddies, we're going to, we're going to go in, we're going to get some chips and some beer and some soda, whatever the fuck they grab. They grab a bunch of snacks.
They grab a bunch of snacks, and he's like, let's get one. Scotty's like, let's get 1 case of beer.
Yeah, live it up, kid. And so, but they're going to, like, go sneak to this pool. And that whole setup is so slasher. It's so, like, we're going to go do what we're not supposed to do away from adults. And then we're going to get bumped off. And it feels like that. It feels like we have like a mini slasher in the middle of this movie. Although Kane doesn't really do shit in this movie.
Well, I was just going to say that slasher scene gets nothing really done either. We don't get our main characters actually making it to the pool party. We only see the pool party going on in security camera footage. And it's and the whole thing starts and is broken up off camera. We never see, we're never like in the moment in the pool room at all.
Yeah, no. And that's like when you're watching it, it is the complete setup of like, well, we're going to walk down to Crystal Lake. It's got that whole vibe. We're going to go skinny dip there.
Like, it's building up like this is going to be a big scene, and it's nothing.
And then they forget it. And that, sadly, is kind of like the MO for this movie. Even though there is some really cool stuff. Like, I feel like when you talk about this movie, the only things that really, really stand out are the mirrors.
Oh my gosh.
Like Kane on the like window washer thing, kind of whatever the fuck is
Exactly.
outside the window.
Yep, I'm with you.
Like-
Those are the first two things that pop into my head.
And the other thing that I always think of,
Parking
for whatever
garage.
reason, the parking garage, the puddle, but
Yeah.
the face peel,
That's weird.
it used to it's like weird sexy, like it's a weird thing going on there. Like what's happening? Like they're monsters, they're demons, they're possessed, whatever they are. And they're like
I don't
laughing,
know what the hell they are.
peeling faces, and like kissing. Like it's, boy, that's a strange one.
I remember that too, but the mirror work, the real,
So good.
that's
Hero of this movie.
That's
yeah.
definitely the hero, and like after working on 2 feature films now that we've done.
What? Two?
Two?
Yeah, baby.
Two?
Two.
All I'm seeing in these mirror shots are like, part of me is either torn between, oh my god, that had to take
Nightmare.
for fucking ever, and the other half I'm still like, how the fuck did they do that? I'm trying to
That's-
like in real time trying to decipher it as I'm watching it, and I have to pause the movie and like, how the fuck did they like that? Oh, it's not. It's their windows. They're not mirrors. Okay, that
Yeah,
works
with
for
another
some of it.
actor on the other side, like a
And then
a
that's gotta
stunt actor.
be, and that's gotta be such a pain in the fucking ass. Like, all right, now step. Grab the door now. No, you grabbed it a hair too fast. No, go back. Start back at one. All right, step. It's like, oh.
Yeah,
So-
I'd rather die.
Even though it's all flawless in this movie, I'm just like, I am frustrated at the takes that I did not have anything to do with in this movie taking to get this shot done.
No shit. Yeah, it is like, but that is like the coolest part of the movie. When you look at it, it is.
That's the
It
creep.
had a low budget, right? But it's visually creepy. It's awesome.
That by far is that out creepies now Kane's work to me in this day and age at almost 40. Like, used to be, looking down and seeing Kane on that window washing unit looking up, that used to be creepy. Now to me I don't even see the same guy in that makeup and stuff. Like, it's not the same actor, doesn't have the same vibe, none of that. But what does work is like when Tom Skerritt's reflection is in the mirror and he fucking walks off, but that reflection is still just dead staring through that mirror, and I'm like, that works pretty well.
Yeah, and it's got like a almost like a made for TV vibe. Like, you can tell it's low budget.
Is that because Tom Skerritt hasn't really, like, he's been in movies, but he feels like such a TV actor guy?
Exactly. He's a definitely like, well, picket fences for life, baby. TV dad / cop. But like, it has that like, what can we do that's scary for no money vibe? And like, that seems like a very, I don't know, well, like a Chiller Theater or like a fucking X-Files. Like, it seems like a kind of a gag like that. Like, we don't have $1 billion to make something creep you out, but this will do it, which is just a simple mask, like masking around the mirror and, having him stand there for a longer take or whatever. And it's fucking solid.
And even though we say Kane doesn't do much, I guess we really can't account it for him. I guess it's whoever is possessing Lara Flynn Boyle and her boyfriend. But we have a death finally. 3 movies in, we finally have a death in the movie, in the series. And
Well, the grandma died in the second one. I mean,
died.
she wasn't murdered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she wasn't pushed into an elevator shaft.
Yeah.
But we get this shitty school teacher / therapist,
Whatever the fuck he is, hypnotist, bitch ass. He's like the guy who's questioning Alex Vincent in Child's Play 2. Like, all of you just need to get pushed down elevator shafts.
Well, this is the early 90s when, psychiatrists and therapists are still looked at like, this is bullshit profession. No one needs therapy. What is this malarkey all about?
What are you, a bunch of pussies?
You can't figure shit out in your mind? Well, your feelings hurt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's glorious. And all therapists always wore like one of those sweaters that it looked like they would just itch.
The Cosby sweaters, yes.
Yeah, fucking Cosby sweater.
Cosby sweaters, very, snotty and snobby about everybody. Yeah, this is before we actually started recognizing therapy as a positive thing. This is back when they're all quacks and bullshit artists.
Yeah.
But he's the one responsible for drumming up. Like, essentially, he's playing the role of like stirring up Fred Krueger again. Like, if we don't talk about him, he won't be a thing. And he starts fucking with Carol Ann, being like, she has no powers. This is all some bullshit. She's creating mild mass hysteria.
Yeah. That's... I was going to say, I mean, we talked about the ending, but, like, that's the biggest problem for me, is even with the ending that they wanted.
Is weird.
It doesn't, like, hammer that point home. Carol Ann is, she should have the showdown. Like, that's what we're missing in all three of these movies, is Carol Ann getting to be like, no, like whatever the fuck she could do, however they would write it, like she needs to vanquish him, and like it stopped being like mommy and daddy or my aunt and uncle save me all the time, or Tangina. Like she needs to like flip that switch and become that final girl. And it never happened because sadly she passed away.
It never happened. I'm not entirely opposed to if they tried to do another reboot of this, where they could try to continue that story with somebody taking up Carol Ann's character,
like a grown-up Carol Ann.
Yeah, that would work. Because where's the focus at in this? Because at some point, Carol Ann goes down to the parking garage, goes up to a puddle, falls through the puddle, and then
which is awesome.
Which is cool. Then she's gone.
Then for the whole fucking shit.
Then, yeah, but she comes back, and then I noticed something bizarre this time watching it around is we have Lara Flynn Boyle and her boyfriend also end up going missing. Mm-hmm. Lara Flynn Boyle comes back.
Yes.
Scotty never comes back.
Right,
like the real Scotty never comes back. We have a demon version of Scotty, I guess, that shoots up out of the frozen pool, which, oh my gosh, it's supposed to be ice he's covered in, like, from head to toe when he runs into that fucking wall, but it looks just like he's just coated in semen. It does not look solid. It's very wet and movable, so I was like, ew.
Ew, yeah. Why is he dripping with goose?
I don't know, but Scotty disappears?
They straight up Halloween 2 his ass. Like, I slipped in a fucking puddle of blood and then I'm just fucking gone for the rest of the movie. And
well, in the original ending stuff, like, oh, he's there with Lara Flynn Boyle, the family. But in the theatrical release version, the family's together. But I was like, where the fuck happened to Scotty? Like, the last time we saw him, his demon version was like walking off with Lara Flynn Boyle in the mirror, and they thought it was really us. Like, so Scotty's just missing now? He's gone?
He's dead. That's 2 deaths, baby. Fuck it. We're going to go ahead and count it. And so what I was going to say, hitting on that point where you were talking about the movie has kind of like a disjointed, like its focus isn't like lasered in.
There's no MacGuffin, because all of a sudden when Carol Ann's gone, all of a sudden the MacGuffin becomes Taylor's necklace.
Mm-hmm. Which is weird. Yeah, it's very
strange. Yeah, I accepted it fine when I was a kid, but I'm like, why the fuck is the necklace so goddamn powerful?
Here's why I think we accepted it when we were kids. I just had this revelation in my brain. Is probably when we saw this movie, I'm willing to bet we saw it on cable. I'm willing to bet it was on like a TBS, a TNT. And this is what's up with it is we get to a certain point and we cut for commercial. And then we come back, and it almost is fever dreamish, right? Like, you come back from a commercial, and you're like, oh, now they're in the parking garage. And you always kind of had this feeling like, well, maybe since it's on TV, I just forgot something that I should be remembering. Or they cut it out.
It's got some Freddy's Nightmares shit kind of going on. Key example is the Tangina death scene.
Yeah.
Is all of a sudden she's standing in the hallway of mirrors. She backs up to a mirror. Kane as Carol Ann, which is hilarious. It's this Carol Ann with a adult-sized mask on, so it looks a little bit like zombie Halloween shit. Tangina touches her shoulder, and she becomes a corpse instantly. Falls to the floor, And then Laura Flynn Boyle just emerges out from her.
Yeah, crawls out of the fucking
screaming.
tummy.
Which again, I was like, she between her yelling Caroline and screaming coming out of the corpse of Tangina, I'm like, just shut the fuck up.
Push her down the elevator shaft.
Just push her back down into the corpse. I'm like, no.
That's in that. It's a hidden floor, from overcompensating for the pool. There's 10 feet under that floor. It's an empty room. Yeah.
But that whole sequence, I'm like, the fuck is going on? Like, I'm waiting for Freddy to come around the corner and send me off into a commercial break. Like, that feels like the bonkers shit we're in all of a sudden. Like, where am I? Where is this thing going?
I'm telling you, it's got that made for TV. Just I don't want to say pacing, but it's just edited so discombobulating. Like, you watch it, and even though I love it and I'll defend it until I die.
Totally.
Fucking every like 2 to 3 minutes, I do the same thing you just said. Like, where am I? How do we get here? What's going on? You know what I mean? Like,
who am I here?
Yeah, and stepfather reference, deep cut.
Why are you so sweaty?
I was watching Cops.
Watching Stepfather.
I was watching Poltergeist 3. That's why I'm so sweaty.
I know you're lying because Poltergeist 3 didn't come on to 4.
But even though it has all these problems, man, it's still like you get disoriented a little bit. You're like, what's going on? Then you settle and you start to accept it again, and then it does it to you again. Like, that's the deal. Is it just constantly is like, oh, you think you know what's going on now? Whoop! How about a little bit of this? How about killer cars in the parking garage? Like,
how about a sidewall of water flooding a room sideways that all of a sudden Tangina's going to come out of? And it's shot in reverse, so she comes out of this water dry,
yeah.
which is
cool.
It's cool, but that's another, like, what the fuck am I watching?
That whole sequence, man, visually
looks cool,
fucking rad as fuck, confusing. Like,
yeah,
don't know.
Explain it to me.
Yeah, and I didn't go to film school, so I can't pretend to know these things. But
no, but you try to explain that scene like as it happened. You sound like a fucking 5-year-old telling his first story. Like, and then the room, it filled with water, but it doesn't fill with water. It don't go up. It don't go. It goes in front of you. It's in front of you, water. And then little lady comes. She comes out of the water, but she's not wet.
Yeah, you sound like Dante in fucking Brutal Massacre when he's explaining his plot about the fucking animals.
The rainforest.
Awesome. Yeah. Poisonous tar or whatever. Fucking awesome.
That's what somebody's response was when they were getting explained Poltergeist 3's script. And they're like, yeah, let's go with it.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome to me.
And I think in my rewatching this, I think I'm if I'm not mistaken, same dude wrote it he directed it. Like, he wrote it and directed it. And so, like, I'm just like, I would love to see some interviews with this dude and just see like where his brain was at, because I mean, first of all, getting tasked with the third Poltergeist isn't an easy, it's not an easy sell, because I think you and I both are kind of in agreement that, like, the story pretty much wraps up after 2. Even I don't like the ending of 2, but like, it's pretty definitive end. So
I can see like it worked. It sold well. Make another one. Cool. But then you're like, all right, so
it sold well, but here's only like a quarter of the budget. Yeah.
It sounds like an awesome story until you're like, all right, and you got your pen and you put it down to the paper and you're like, all right, story picks up. Shit. I signed on to do Poltergeist 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And my lead villain is dead. Taylor is dead. Her older sister is dead. We don't want to bring back Coach. We don't want to bring back Coach's wife. We
bullshit scenes. Oh man, this movie could have used Jo Beth Williams.
Yeah. Imagine if Jo Beth Williams was like visiting her sister, and we didn't get Craig T. I mean, I would welcome Craig T. Nelson.
I'd be fine with Craig T. Nelson, but yeah, one of the parents there would be more sense making than just not at all.
So here's how you do that.
Or even a sending her off scene. Just give me a scene where they're putting her in a car, on a plane, on a train, an automobile, just something to
Those
where
aren't pillows.
Yeah. Great ball game last night. Just something where we get to see them sending her to Chicago as opposed to her just being in Chicago. And like she's really like she does a good job, but she's really doing her legwork to make it seem like this is my family now. I'm gonna make Tom Skerritt Toastums. It
would be super cool if Jo Beth Williams and Craig T. Nelson were there. And here's like, I could see this. I can see it in my brain. Like, Tom Skerritt is, kind of uppity and he's got the suit and he's all proud of his fucking building and yada yada. And Craig T. Nelson is like suburban dad, shirt unbuttoned. Like, I could see him, like, I could see them interacting.
Right there,
I could see them interacting in the park and like in the apartment. Like, oh yeah, like whatever, like how much that TV cost you or whatever. Like, woo, like
Craig
I could just see the like.
Craig T's trying to get him down to the parking garage to smoke a joint, and he's like, I can't. I'm maintenancing this building. That crack in the glass. That crack in the glass. That was you bringing your luggage in and letting it roll into the wall. Jackass.
I just like the movie definitely could have benefited from both parent figures being there. The kids, I'm not. Robbie, I guess I'm cool with or without.
They never did much with him anyway, so it's like, why bother now?
Yeah, so I think that would have made it better. But I think Craig T. Nelson was like, I've done 2 of these, I'm cool, or whatever. And then same thing with Jo Beth Williams. Maybe she was just like, I don't think you guys can pay me enough. I don't know what the reasoning was, but
I don't know either. And you don't get any, you don't get any explanation into some of those type things. But if you do want to see, I don't know if I'm sure he's probably on the Scream Factory Blu-ray somewhere, either in commentary or maybe some interviews. But guarantee if you want some of his insight on things, he is in the first season, I believe, of Cursed Films on Shudder. So when they cover the Poltergeist series, he is in there talking about filming part 3, how much he doesn't like the ending at all. He was very much more championing the other ending. Mainly, I think, just because he didn't want to reshoot this stuff. Because all that stuff in the ending was reshot after Heather O'Rourke's death. So that's why they have the double in her wardrobe and hiding her face, because that's not really her. Also,
you
that
can't
dude
get her to say anything at the end because she's not there.
He's still pretty fucked up about it. I guess he was at the funeral. He may have been one of the pallbearers. But, he's still pretty wrecked about the whole thing. And he's not a huge fan of the movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's tough, right? Like, you write it, you're directing it, you're doing everything you can to keep this franchise going, and it's understandable. Like, say if Zelda Rubinstein had died, right? Like, you'd be like, well, she was old or whatever. Like, you expect something like that, but you don't expect a child to pass away. And that probably, they probably were like, well, they put the brakes on the production for a hot minute, and then, the show must go on type of deal. You got to keep going.
I know he said that. He wanted it shut down. He's like, we shouldn't finish this. Like, just shelf it, not do it. But I guess they were insistent on, well, we've done 90% of this movie. It's gonna come out. It's coming out.
Yeah, we gave you 2 days off for the funeral. Quit your bitching and get back to work. That's like, you know what I mean? That's what.
We sent flowers to the funeral. We care. Now
that's
get
good enough,
back
right?
in there. Yes,
we're MGM.
Yeah, put this other little girl in the wardrobe. Just hide her face. It's fine.
Yep, it'll be fine. And it just, the movie came out. It fizzled. It didn't do anything, and that's, I think, why it was on cable so quick, right? And it found us. It found an audience for sure.
It's easy as shit to also put on TV because it's light work. There's no there's no nudity. I don't know if any cursing even comes to mind.
No, they just say Carol Ann 4,000
Brutality
times.
is not in there at all. Like, even scary elements, like all the stuff is pretty, passable for TV quality stuff. So it's like, oh yes, instantly put this TV because it's the least amount of work you got to do to edit it for TV.
Yeah,
it's already almost got the commercial segments pre-cut into it. Like, oh, another fade out. I guess there's our time for a break.
Yep. And it's super easy, like, to watch and super easy to have, like you said, as for background noise, because you don't have to shield your family from it. If, there's nothing at all that deters it from being a background movie. And I think I think it's more fun than the other two. That's why it tends to be background cinema at my house more often than not, or like especially than the other ones. So
Yeah.
That's why I feel like I know it the most. And even though I know it the most, I'm still like scratching my head a lot of the times. But yeah, it's a fun movie, man. I got nothing against it except for all the things I have against it.
Oh yeah, like we picked apart a lot of it, and there's a lot of things wrong with it, but still, even though it's got the most kind of grim surrounding elements to it, like this is Carol Ann's, the Heather O'Rourke's last days.
Mm-hmm.
Even with that, it's still like this is more fun than the last ones. Kind of are. They have darker moments, more serious moments. We have potential rapes in previous movies.
Mm-hmm.
We have corpses coming out of the pools and all kinds of shit. And this, we just have some broken mirrors, some snow, ice.
The puddle is the king.
Puddle is cool, but I oddly kind of also like the parking garage. We have a face-off with Nancy Allen and Tom Skerritt against Reverend Kane.
Yeah.
In a snow-covered parking garage where I gotta admit it looks pretty cool when he's got a windshield of ice broke out and he's just, what do you want? You.
See, and that feels
like a different movie.
Yeah, but also more appropriate for like the finale. Like have all this stuff go on and have like a showdown there, and then like the aunt and uncle save the day. Like there's ways.
There's ways, but partially even right there, I'm like, why? Even saying that, like, he wants them, like, why?
Mm-hmm.
He was coming. He's coming for Carol Ann. He got her. He's good. He's done. Like he should be done.
Yeah.
But apparently,
suck the life force out of her or whatever, and fucking be about your day.
Then he got bonus points. He got the two teenagers. So it's like, all right, you're winning with and then some. But he didn't.
Yeah, the chips are up, dude.
It's time to walk away from the table. But no, he's like, no, I'm gonna keep gambling. I'm on a streak. I'm on a roll, baby.
That's right. Bet the house on it. Yeah. bet the high rise on it.
I want the necklace.
Yeah.
Give me the necklace.
Fucking, and then he has to fuck around long enough for Zelda Rubinstein to show up and wreck shit.
With the her line is the weirdest delivered line in the whole movie.
Which one are you talking about?
I have the knowledge and the power.
Okay, yeah, that's the Masters of the Universe line right there.
Again, to take it once again back to Brutal Massacre, like if I watched that through the camera lens, like cut, like what the hell was that?
Are you asking a question, or are you genuinely concerned for their safety?
Exact equivalent.
Intensity.
Exact equivalent of that actress going, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, Jesus Christ, what the hell is this?
Yeah, what the hell is that?
And again, not the point of the movie is to take him to the other side. He was not interested in going to the other side. He wanted Carol Ann's life force before she grew up.
His motive changes mid-film.
The motive change, and they also, I think at one point, Tangina refers to him as the Beast, which was what they referred to the entity in the first movie. And they're like, and they kind of like reworked shit to be like, yeah, we said the Beast, and the Beast was the Beast. But if you watch part 2, the Beast was Kane.
Right.
And then we're like, well, we defeated Kane. Like, Kane just became the Beast in part 3. So it's still the same.
Yeah. So
now he wants to go to the other side.
He's all of it? Like, it's weird. So, like, he's all of it. He is the Beast. So, like, he is Kane, but he's also the hands that come out of the puddle. He's also every paranormal thing that happens in the movie. Like, it's all him. Whereas in the first movie, it was like all the bodies. Like, that's how I always took it. Like,
It's presented as like, it's these disgruntled corpses that have homes built on top of them. And then they kind of reworked that shit to be like, no, that was Cain and his death cult buried underneath your pool. You started unearthing the pool, and that's what dug up his essence, I guess. And then they kind of reworked. They just keep reworking the shit. And it's more frustrating in this series than when they do the shit in Evil Dead, and they're just like, let's just refilm the whole first movie and just change all kinds of shit about it. Like, that's fine. Just redo everything. Like, okay, we'll just do it that way. But this one, they're trying to keep continuity and change continuity at the same time. So like, pick one of the two.
You know what it is. Poltergeist and Phantasm both kind of have that problem. They kind of walk fucking hand in hand with. Remember that? That didn't happen, or it happened like this, or whatever.
And that's
fine.
I just laugh when someone asks me to explain Phantasm. I'm like, I can't explain it to you.
I don't know. I don't know how.
I think Joe Bob was able to do it when he did most of the franchise on one of the Christmas specials he did. Like, he did an okay job at it, but like, even still, like, whenever we get to that series, I'm gonna be like, shit happens. I don't know. I love it, and I don't know why.
Yeah, that's. I just don't know.
But I have no idea. I could put any of those movies on as background cinema. Now, there's some, of course, nudity things about it that are that blacklisted in spots for being any time of day, but it is in the same mold of Poltergeist 3. I've been like, some of this shit, well, a lot of this shit cannot make sense, but if you just kind of turn things off and go with it, you're fine.
Yeah. I mean, any of the Phantasm movies, they're not 10 p.m. or later movies, but they're like, there's going to be a tit at some point. Like, you're going to...
Yeah, there's breasts.
There's like a 12-second sequence you can't watch, but yeah.
Yeah, there's an odd sex sequence in most of those movies. Not so much in the Poltergeist series. Yeah, 5.
It'd be real weird if Reggie was still getting boned in Ravager.
I was all for it. Like, give him a woman finally. Like, he said, he's shot out and been denied 4 movies in a row. Like, let's give it to him. Like, he's earned it. Like, Reggie Bannister has earned it.
One of the nurses gives him the blue pill, and he can.
Yeah, just take him while he's in his hospital bed strapped down. Like, that's somebody's thing right there. Go for it.
That's weird. That's real weird.
But so is Phantasm, and so is Poltergeist 3, and they end this movie like they're going to keep going. Like, we ended with a lightning strike, and Cain is still laughing. He's been taken to the other side. He definitely, beyond any reason,
he's
now
happy.
He has no point to keep going, but he's still like lightning striking the building and laughing. Like, he's not done. They know where their villain is. They're like, it's Cain. We're gonna stick with Cain. And I wonder if anybody took a stab at, like, all right, Poltergeist 4.
Writing it, yeah.
Yeah, what are we gonna do? What's going on here? Because you've taken out the whole family. There's nobody left. It's just Tangina now.
Yeah. Well, I suppose, if anyone listening has ever read a Poltergeist 4 like spec script or something,
mail it to us.
Yeah, they can find us.
We'll do a whole live show where we just read the story. I
would love to read it. To be honest with you, like, what, it's like all those Freddy vs. Jason scripts that didn't happen. Like, the joy of reading them and being like, well, that would have been fucking wild, or Jesus, that would have been terrible. Like, I'm open. Let me read some Poltergeist 4 scripts written by the who's who and the nobodies. And
what a time it was to be alive, waiting for Freddy vs. Jason to get made and reading
longest
10 years of existence, but just reading in those last, from like 2001 to early 03, like the amount of scripts that were on the internet you could read, and I did read some. Like, even reading it, I'm like, this will never fucking happen. One, because it's too outlandish. 2, there's too many continuity things that are actually that would make sense, and we're not in the era of things making sense continuity wise. Like, they don't give a shit about that. So like, this will never get made. But oh man, just what a time reading these fucking scripts for Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah, and if that's coming from the perspective of like us at like 17 to 19 years old, somewhere around there, like reading these scripts and going,
And reading scripts, like, yeah, you can watch anything streaming nowadays. We're using 2001-02 internet, which, to refresh your mind, if you want to watch a movie trailer that was no more than 3 minutes long, you got a good 6 hours to download that fucker before you got to it. So
I'd rather fucking, oh man, like, I don't even know.
So the amount of time it took for us to find these scripts, download them, and then read them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I wouldn't even. I don't know if I'd even consider that a Patreon tier anymore.
Using like fucking Yahoo search, so then you're clicking a bunch of links that are bullshit too, and they take forever to load. Oh yeah, I remember all the Angel Fire websites. Angelfire.com/weird/Freddy versus Jason script. Like,
yeah, forward slash spoiler slash
fire.
Oh, that fucking shit. And it's black background with green lighting and red font. And
it hurts your eyes. It's just, my eyes hurt right now thinking of fucking trash web design back
I have
in the
a
day.
mild headache right now just thinking about what I went through for that I wouldn't even attempt for pay nowadays.
Yeah, no shit. Well, I suppose we've rambled for quite a while.
Speaking of things that we just piss us off, how about some folks who didn't like Poltergeist 3 so much they had to go onto the Zon and tell us all about it with them Amazon 1-star reviews?
Hated it.
October 3rd, 2022, Amazon customer, so fuck it. Carol Ann.
Of course.
Says 1 star. Ass.
What's that smell like? Does that ass smell like ass?
Total ass.
That's the whole review? Total ass?
Total ass.
Nice.
Better than being all ass.
Hey.
Next we
Hungry.
got...
I want to get a sandwich.
You want to go down to the deli and get one of them beef sandwiches?
As he's still chewing his food from the table.
Eating dog food.
Oh, God damn it.
Brigitte on February 11th, 2013 says 1 star. Oldie, but not a goldie.
Ooh.
That's
clever.
I like that.
Yeah.
I liked this as a kid, but was sadly disappointed when I watched this a few weeks ago. This movie is terrible.
Woo.
Lol. It's not good. I couldn't finish it or even get halfway through, so they made it 23 minutes into this.
It doesn't have like a super long run time. It's a pretty quick movie.
Yeah, it's fairly standard, but they're like, no.
Yeah. I guess you would have to have a short movie if your lead actress dies mid-movie.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I had to say it.
I mean, we didn't have to say, but I guess we do have to say something where this is what the whole platform is all about. But, all right. Ryan Wade, June 25th, 2016, 1 star. Pass this movie. Not a horror flick at all.
Nah, I disagree, but okay.
Yeah. MKM, June 21st, 2016. 1 star. The name Carolina has spoken what seems like hundreds of times.
Truth.
It was hokey. The name Carolina has spoken is what seems like hundreds of times.
All caps, baby.
Hundreds. So this dude is just like us, just pissed people keep saying this name, screaming.
Livid, baby.
Christopher Cunningham, June 22nd, 2016. 1 star. Terrible acting. Cook.
I guess Rubenstein did she win or got nominated for a Razzie?
No, I think probably one.
Yeah, probably.
A lot of people are like, Poltergeist 3, Razzies.
Hook it up.
So Cook on September 26, 2015, he says 1 star, don't revive it, or didn't revive it. Or he might have meant didn't review it. But he literally writes 1 star, didn't revive it. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
The cook says, look what your brother did to the door.
Look what your brother did to the door. Here's a 3 rapid fire ones. Pierre, June 15th, 2016, 1 star. Avoid, terrible. Andrew Jordan, June 14th, 2016, 1 star. Lame. And Dana Hansen, June 19th, 2016, 1 star. Really?
Yes, really. That happened.
Amazon customer, Rondell Dale Branch, June 28th, 2016, 1 star.
just a bunch of letters.
BSHHBS.
Gotcha.
It's like a belch. What'd you think of Poltergeist 3?
Did you just poop?
Upchucked a little bit.
Threw up in my mouth a little bit. Swallowed it again. Gross.
Slogiminiz. June 21st, 2016. 1 star. One star. Sucks. Wayne Philpott. This is the best 1 star and my last 1 star.
All right.
Wayne Philpott. June 24th, 2015. 1 star. Excellent.
All right. There he is. Wayne Philpott did not liking this movie.
Oh, yeah, that's probably what it is. Like, he's like, I hate Poltergeist. I hate Poltergeist 3. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
Fuck, I like
Boy,
it.
that sounds fucking familiar. That is the goddamn conundrum of my life. I'm like, I fucking hate that movie. Better put it on. I better see why I'm so angry about that movie.
I didn't
rewatch it.
I watched Poltergeist 3 and I was fucking pissed. Oh, they have a Shout Factory release. I'll buy it. All right. Let's see if I still hate it. I still I love it.
It's that fucking Lewis Black bit with the candy corn. Every year they put out candy corn and trick me. I forget that I don't like it, and I see it, and I go, ooh, candy corn. Candy that tastes like corn. And I put it in my mouth. Son of a bitch! Like, yeah, that's exactly right.
I'm getting better, though. We had this entire discussion several times going back to Halloween Ends. Is literally this past weekend I saw, again, the Steelbook for Halloween Ends, and it looks fucking awesome. It's a very cool-looking Steelbook. But I'm like, I didn't like that movie, so I'm not going to pay $24.99 for it.
Yeah.
If I get it as a gift, I'll begrudgingly be like, all right.
Cool, thanks.
I have, yeah. I was like, but I'm not putting it in my wish list. I'm not telling anyone to buy it for me. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that might just be our growth for this year, because I think both of us, because you talked me out of it. You were like, you don't need to own it. You don't like it. And I'm like, but
yeah, complete
the video store, the shelf.
Complete sidebar to everything. That was literally the discussion we were having is Raj is still like, it is a sore spot to talk about Halloween Ends. Mm-hmm. And he was the first one like, I'm still going to buy that shit when it comes out. And I was the one telling him like, why?
You don't like this.
I'm like, yeah, why are you're going to spend $25 on something you hate? I was like, just send me $25 and watch me smile. Like, you don't have to do this. I think I encountered that early on with the Wrong Turn series. Like, Wrong Turn 1, fantastic. Wrong Turn 2, phenomenal. And then I get 3, 4, 5. I think it was the one that had Doug Bradley in it. And I'm like, I don't think we need to own all these. I don't feel compelled to own all these.
I think that's like 5 or something. See,
the one in the snow. And I was like, we can just stop. Like, I just have 1 and 2. Like, I'm good with just that. Like, yeah, it's the collector's impulse to have them all, regardless. And if it was a whole set we were buying, if it was included, different story. But I mean, going out separately to buy these things is like, we don't have to do this anymore.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, with the Wrong Turn franchise. The only reason I own as many as I do is around here we used to have a video store, a rental store called Movie Gallery. There's a chain all over the place. And when that place filed for bankruptcy, there was like 9 movie galleries within like a half hour each different direction that I could make it to. So when movie galleries were all closing, I would take like $100, and they'd be like, take as many movies as you can carry, and I'd bring a box.
This is a brilliant strategy. I wish I could relive this time frame and be with you, because I want to do it.
That's what Trent and I would do. We would walk in, and like it's some lady working there, and she knows she's losing her job, and she doesn't give a shit. And movies are like every day they go lower and lower in price. But Trent and I would walk in there with a cardboard box, like a big fucking box, and take $100 to the counter and be like, "How many can we get for this?" And then she'd be like, "Fuck it, just fill up your box." And so that's
she just slides over the keys to the building like, you own this movie gallery now.
Yeah, so we would do that probably once a month. Take $100 bill to a closing movie gallery and be like, "Sup?" And they'd be like, "Do whatever." And so that's why I would
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, shit, fuck. They're just gonna tear this fucker down anyway. Turn it to a U.S. Cellular. So it's like,
how many copies of "I'll Take the Ring Back and the Finger Too" do you own now?
I wish I owned some. But I mean, that's where I get the weirdest direct-to-video shit. That's why I got so many of the Wrong Turn movies. Got some movie with one of the Baldwin brothers called like Snake Man. Never watched it.
Snake Man.
Yeah, I just own so many weird, like shot on video or direct-to-video slashers because of that. Like, I would never in a million years, if like
pay for these movies individually.
Yeah, like if Scream Factory was like, here we're gonna do a Wrong Turn box set, Blu-ray, special edition, poster, box, like they did for Friday the 13th, and they'd be like, it's $150. I'd be like, get fucked. Like, they would not see my money. So,
how much would you give them, though? Would you give them 70?
Nope. I'd give you about 35 for a Wrong Turn box set.
All right, 70, but you get a full-size, like, Sam Hain or Devin Draw's poster.
I don't need one. I don't like Wrong Turn enough to have a poster on my wall. Like, I mean, they're cool, they're rad, but like, I got limited wall space. I'm cool.
I don't like enough to have a poster of it on my wall.
Yeah, nah, well, that's why I'm saying.
You're a really big fan of Wrong Turns.
Yeah, I'll give you $35 for all 9 of them, or what the fuck ever they've made. I'd probably give you $35 for a special edition Blu-ray of the first Wrong Turn.
And
I like
2?
that one. Yeah, if they did 1 and 2. Like, and I'm like, even though I love Joe Lynch, I don't really like 2 as much as I like 1. So, but it is what it is, you know.
It's kind of like Poltergeist in the aspect of they didn't have to make any more to these, and then they kept making more of these.
Yeah.
And they started trying to remake it, and I get to keep a sidebar going for a hair longer, was not a huge fan of the Wrong Turn remake.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Poltergeist remake. I'm like, whoa.
No. That's in 2 weeks, and I still, as of right now, have yet to watch it, because we were on a hot streak of like watching them boom, 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 boom. Mike's like, you want to watch the remake? Because she doesn't remember fuck all about it. And I was like, no, I got to keep it separate. So I have everything lined up. Like, this is
today.
I'm talking 1, talking 2, talking 3. It's definitely it has to be this week. It's on the agenda to get it knocked out and everything set up for it. But I haven't rewatched it yet. That's upcoming.
That's coming.
Which I assume that'll be the last entry in the Poltergeist series for a good while. I don't know when they'll ever get around to redoing that.
Yeah, no, they're not going to, because the remake just came, went, disappeared. No one remembers it. No one likes it, except me. Sidebar. But
until David Gordon Green gets his hands on it next, and he's gonna redo the Poltergeist trilogy.
No.
Yeah. No. I'm totally, to keep a sidebar for a hot second longer even, I'm kind of in for the Exorcist movies he's doing. I'm down for it.
We'll see. I'm open.
I'm down.
I just it should be better than those prequel things.
Should be better for me from 2 on. Yeah,
should be good. I'm not putting a lot of eggs in that basket. I'm gonna see it, but it is what it is.
I was like, when I heard it, I was like, I'm in. Even this was after Halloween Ends had came and gone, and I'm like, I'm in. I'm still in.
Wow, you got some cojones on you, sir. But I suppose
some things just hit differently for me.
We should probably move on to the next segment, which is what, Evil?
It's time to quit fucking around here. Well, I almost said it's time to quit playing these games, but that's literally what we're about to do. It's time to play the game.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
It's all about the game and how you play it. The necklace! Give me the necklace!
I really just thought you were gonna just yell Carol Ann in fucking Lemmy's voice like 40 more times.
No.
Like
Nah.
we've beat that dead horse.
I figured I'd start with that. That way I got it out of the way, because I'm assuming at some point everyone, all the dozens of folks listening to this they're gonna make mention of that at some point, right? So I just get it out of the way early.
Mm-hmm. Get the Carol Anns out of the way.
Yeah.
Just like the intestine disease did. Oh, yikes. Anyway, I suppose I'll go first, Evil.
Wait. Let's say someone is listening to this for the very first time. What in the world is the game?
Oh, that's right. If you're listening to this for the first time, welcome. But you're probably scratching your head asking yourself, what is the game? Well, the game is a deep cut in and of itself where you gotta pick a prop from the movie that we are covering, but it can't be a well-known prop. And since it's Poltergeist 3, I don't think there are any well-known
The
props.
necklace.
Oh, the necklace. There you go.
The necklace. You pick
don't
anything
pick-
but the necklace.
Don't pick that fucking necklace. Pick something unique. Pick something different, odd, off the beaten track, and let us know on Spotify or whatever podcast apparatus you're listening, because now we leave a poll so you can tell us what prop you would pick, or find us on YouTube, Discord, Patreon, wherever the fuck.
We have polls now?
Or not a poll, but a question. It asks a question. It says, what prop would you pick from the film? So that way we can go back and look.
That's
and
fancy
see.
as shit.
We're trying to be fancy
We're
for all you
progressing.
out there in internet land. But yeah, pick something different. Make it odd. I feel like mine technically is low hanging fruit. So I feel like this is quasi a cop out. So I've got I'll say 2.
Okay,
And then
you're
we'll
taking
go
one of my old routes. Go for it.
So that way, in case I accidentally pick yours, I'll swap for the other.
I don't know.
Numero uno is Carol Ann's Speak and Spell.
No, didn't think of that. I like that one.
That's a good one. Numero 2 is the emaciated corpse dummy of Zelda Rubinstein before what's her name?
Laura
falls through
Flynn
it.
Boyle. Pops out of Hi, Wayne.
Fucking runs into a car. I'm okay.
No, the hand comes across their back. And it's just gun rack.
Yeah, gun rack, bitches. So yeah, those are my 2 props, man. I thought for sure when I was leaning heavily into the Speak and Spell, I was like, fuck, man, me and Evil might pick the same thing, because
Not even close.
The Speak and Spell it has some of my favorite sequences in the movie.
It's cool.
weird.
It's weird that she's still using it, whatever age she's supposed to be at. Like, that would be something I would have left long behind. But all those kids who have no idea watching this nowadays, that's the best equivalent we had for an iPad back then.
Oh yeah, it was cool. It would say the word to you, like it sounded like a creepy ass robot voice. Yeah, but I love it, and it also reminds me of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. So that was kind of like my, hey, there we go. I haven't thought of one of those since the early fucking 90s. So
FOOD. No, try again.
sounds like shit, and I love it. All right, Evil. So what are you taking?
Snow car.
Straight snow car.
Yeah, I want the snow car.
Just fucking cruising.
Whether it's full size or if it's miniatures, like, I want a snow car. I want the snow car Kane sticks his face out of with the light shining through it. I'm like, give me the snow car.
That shit is full size. They just covered a car in whatever that spray insulation that we always use to do gore props, and they just painted it like snow.
It's just styrofoam.
You can't even open the hood to change the oil. Like, it's just fucking...
Yeah. When they did one of the smash ups, like, that could be miniatures. I don't know if they went the full Monty and, like, this smashed a couple cars in here or just did minis, but, like, I want a snow car.
That's awesome. All right. Short of saying, just give me that Olympic-sized swimming pool. That's some gangster shit, dog. I love it. Can I just have a hallway of mirrors where Kane is perpetually just watching me?
That was funny to watch nowadays because we have that shot where, like, we have six doors looking down a hallway, and we see Kane coming out of every door, and you can clearly see is like someone that's a little shorter, a little taller, like there's different size Canes,
fatter Canes, yeah,
just sticking their head and shoulder out the door. I mean, it looks still cool. He's still got them, like, it's so imposing from part 2. I'm still got some of that fear for Kane for 3. I can't imagine, like, trying to imagine if we had Kane from 2 in this. Like, imagine that Kane behind the wheel of a snow car.
That would be fucking rad. Dude, so I was just trying to think of, like, the perspective, and I was like, what if I did a hallway of mirrors, like my upstairs hallway in between all my bedrooms, and then on one of those mirrors, I got, like, a one of those window cling of Kane.
Perfect.
So it would just look like he was there? I don't know, like... And then, so in the mirror across from it, he would be there with, like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out the perspective, but I'm like, I bet I could do something rad. I bet I could do
You
that.
probably could, and I bet you're gonna just scare the piss out of yourself every morning because you're
like
gonna look
3:30 in the morning when I wake up to go take a piss, like, oh fuck.
Because you're gonna see it in the mirror you put it in, and you're gonna look instinctively to the other mirror behind you to make sure he's not there too, but he will be there too because it's a fucking mirror. So you're like,
What's the matter, Joey? Feeling tongue-tied?
You'll be like, it's gonna be the Exorcist bathroom poster all over again.
Fuck that.
I would just like to. That'd be fun just to get, like, for a Halloween prop. Like, I know this upcoming year they're doing the killer clown, like, in the cotton candy with the bloody face sticking out, like 6 feet tall, giant light bulb looking fucking things. What if, like, I'm sure, somebody that's in the painting or a window cleaning business, like, get one of those scaffolds and put a Kane figure standing on it and just raise it up and down all fucking night on Halloween.
Yeah, like you go into the bedroom, like you build a prop bedroom with...
Yeah.
Kane comes up. Oh, dude. Yeah.
Just smiling at you. Just,
yeah,
y'all gonna die.
Either you build a dummy or you have a scare actor in old makeup fucking coming up to the window. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're on to something now. We're copywriting that.
I want to...
Poltergeist 3 and we can't.
I want a scare actor, but I want him to pretend he's a dummy. I want the scare actor to totally give the impression, like, that's a pretty cool dummy prop, and then just him move suddenly and freak you out twice as much. That's what I want.
I think we know what's coming this Halloween.
Where he'll just, like, in one position say, "Give me the necklace," and then just move suddenly, "Give me the necklace." People having heart attacks on the lawn.
Yep, killing them all. But I suppose, on that note, we should probably get going because, after all, there's a lot of movies out there and somebody's got to watch them. So why not us, right?
Carol Ann, don't afraid. We won't harm you. We love you. You're our only angel who can lead us into the light. We would never hurt you. Don't run away from me. We need you, Carol Ann. Lead us into the light.